Today on Eye on Northwest Politics, the fight for county chair. Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafuri is term limited out this year, so a trio of current county commissioners and other candidates are fighting for the seat. We speak with one of those candidates, Dr. Sharon Meieran. Plus,
vote for Tim McLeod.
Tim McLeod making waves with his campaign ad. But what would he do if elected to Mahonia Hall? We talk with the Republican gubernatorial candidate. And how do we fix Portland's nagging public safety problem?
We cannot expect things to change if we keep following the same recipes.
Why Lewis and Clark professor Elliot Young says it's time to look at the dilemma and policing through a new lens. Eye on Northwest Politics starts now. Thanks for joining us. This is Eye on Northwest Politics. I'm Ken Bawdy. Let's get right to your political headlines. Oregon's primary election is in 1 month now, and a reminder that Oregon's new postmark rule is in effect. The new rule says that any mail ballot postmarked on Election Day is now considered on time and it will be counted. Officials believe a very small percentage of ballots cast will arrive after Election Day, despite the change. This will be the first statewide election to use the new rule. Portland City Council has approved small one-time funding for direct issues. And among some of those issues to get funding include $1.4 million to fight gun violence in the city, $500,000 for helping move homeless people towards shelters or housing, $1 million towards the Bybee Lakes Hope Center, and another $500,000 to help the city's food carts and small businesses. Multnomah County Commissioner Sharon Meieran has represented Multnomah County's 1st District for the past 5 years, and now she's one of 3 current Multnomah County commissioners running for county chair. The emergency room doctor and former practicing attorney is here to explain why she's running and what she would do if she wins. Dr. Meieran, welcome to Eye on Northwest Politics.
Hello, it's great to be here.
Well, first of all, the structure of Multnomah County Commission is much different than how Portland City Council operates. So what's the difference, and does that factor into your decision to run for county chair?
It absolutely does. At the city, you frequently hear, oh, we have a weak mayor system and 5 little fiefdoms where each commissioner oversees a bureau. At the county, we have a strong executive function chair. So the chair writes the budget. The chair sets the agenda for all that we do at the county, and the chair really has the power at the county to set the vision and direction. And I think we need to be going in a different direction.
Well, as a physician, how involved were you with the Multnomah County response to the pandemic, and did we get it right?
I was frankly not as involved as I would have liked to have been. I feel we got some things right, and a lot of amazing people came together to do great work. And I think there were things that we could have done significantly better.
Like what?
I think that there was a lot of information that was out there. It was confusing. It was hard to sift through, but there were relatively clear guidelines we could have established and communicated better to the public. There were times when the evidence was clear. I work with people I'm in the emergency department, seeing how things play out, talking about the medical literature, for example, with masks. And I was told when I would bring it up, when I was involved in conversations, no, we don't need to be doing masks for various reasons. Clearly we did. We would ultimately come to the right thing, but it was like pulling teeth. One other great example is going out to homeless encampments, and I do volunteer with Portland Street Medicine, see people living outside, and I would have colleagues, nurses and doctors that would tell me, also for elders living at care facilities where they're homebound and they can't get to those big vaccination sites. Can we go, let's just get some vaccines and we can go out and vaccinate people and meet them where they're at. And it took months to be able to finally convince the county that we should do this, or whether it was putting it together, I don't know. But there's more we could have done, and but we did much more than the state did, and we were very fortunate in a lot of our outcomes. So.
Yeah, Multnomah County oversees the Joint Office of Homeless Services, which has been criticized for not doing enough fast enough to deal with the homeless crisis. Is the Joint Office effective, or does it need to change?
So I would say the Joint Office absolutely needs to change, and no, it has not been effective in the key mission of, ending homelessness or working toward ending homelessness. And that's actually one of the main reasons I'm running for the county commission, for the county chair. I'm frustrated, and I have been frustrated by the worsening crises on the street in terms of people living and dying in squalor. I've been frustrated by lack of accountability, where I sit at meeting after meeting that we meet about, we talk, we get sort of spoon-fed presentations, but don't have active, meaningful dialogue, where we don't take action, where I personally do not see accountability by the county in our contracting, expecting outcomes, defining outcomes, and understanding how we're using hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars. And I'm frustrated by the overall lack of a vision regarding homelessness with a real pathway to get us there. And that is a result of how the Joint Office has been functioning. And I think we need to, again, be doing things very differently.
Are there obstacles along those regards in terms of working with the city?
There are. I mean, there's some structural barriers. I think there's maybe some personality barriers. It is definitely, our systems of government locally are not structured to be the most effective, and that needs to change in so many ways. But given where we are, the key is really to have the collaboration, the partnerships, the cohesiveness, the shared vision, to be able to work together toward a shared goal. And I do have really phenomenal relationships with the city councilors, with our fellow commissioners on the board. And I think that there is a real opportunity for a meeting of the minds to come together and get things done. But we need to be doing them differently.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, two of your fellow county commissioners are also running for chair, Jessica Vega Peterson and Lori Stegman. And there are also non-commissioned candidates running, including Sharon Mayfield, Bruce Broussard. How does that change the dynamic on the commission with three of the commissioners running for county chair? And does it make it harder for you to work together until the election?
It's interesting when I think about it in the theoretical sense. I'm like, this is a weird thing, but in reality, when it comes down to board meetings and working together and sharing our ideas, it actually doesn't. I think that we have all been very authentic throughout, our work at the county, and what I'm saying now comes as no surprise to my fellow commissioners, and this is what I've been pushing for all along, and so we actually work together great. So
yeah, we've got less than a minute here, and I know this is a tough question to get in, in 60 seconds. But other than homeless coordination, what would your other priority be should you be elected county chair?
Very clearly, it would be mental health and addictions, what we call behavioral health. This has been my passion and priority as an advocate, as an emergency physician, and as a lawyer, frankly, for decades. And I know the systems, I know the pathways, I see the ways we can improve the mental health care addiction services for people on the streets. I see how our systems need to change. I have the relationships. I see how it ties into public safety and homelessness, and I have a path to get us there, both in the urgent term on things we're working on and the longer term to change our systems.
Commissioner Sharon Meieran, thank you for joining me on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Well, next, he says he's the first Black Republican ever to run for Oregon governor. And now Tim McLeod of Salem is all in and says he's ready to change the direction of this state. Our conversation with a corporate business analyst next on Eye on Northwest Politics.